And we're going live. Bigger Red, are you the first one here? Showing up early today. Gonna give it a few. Let me know, someone out there, if you can hear me. How's everybody doing? See, there's a few of us here. Just give it a few, like I said, as long as my cords don't get tangled, because they usually do. I hope everyone is staying warm. We are pretty chilly here in the Lone Star state of Texas. Oh yeah. You know, it's funny. My mom usually joins these chats. She has her own little channel name, and she'll text me after, and she'll be like, "I'm so sorry, I fell asleep." That's funny. Hi, everyone. Let me know as I begin. Let me know where you're dialing in from. But as I was saying, it's unusually cold in the state of Texas at the moment. That we just had this ice storm. I know a lot of, like, I know Tennessee. I was talking to a buddy of mine, said Tennessee got like slammed. We had like this ice storm thing that has kept us in the house since last Friday was the last time I went out. What's hard in Texas, they were calling it, I saw on the news yesterday, they were calling it the what was it, Iceageddon instead of Armageddon, Iceageddon 2026. So we got like 3 inches of ice. No, probably not that much. I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 inches of ice, and then like another 3 inches of snow on top. But I tried to drive out for the first time yesterday since, like I said, last Friday, and I was going to the gym, and I was like, I got to get out of the house. Um, and I couldn't even get it out of my neighborhood. I went down to made it around. I saw the whole road was like ice, and I made it to the first stop sign, and I slid right through the stop sign. And I was like, "Oh, this is not good." And I was going slow, you know. Um, and then I went to make a left, and instead of turning left, my car just slid like this, and I was like, "Nope, I am heading back home. I'm not even gonna try it." Because like I was talking to my sister-in-law about this the other day, and what a lot of people don't know is there's no like plow trucks, there's no snow salt trucks, plow trucks down here by us, so we just kind of have to wait till the sun melts. Oh, hey, Cody from Wyoming, welcome. Yeah, you were. I think you were on the last live chat too, chiming in. Thanks for coming back. Where's the next location going to be? I'll tell you exactly. We'll get into it. But this Saturday is going to be a documentary, like a deep dive documentary on the most toxic town in America. I've been there once before. Went back, got some like a full blown documentary style video. So I'm excited to get that out for y'all. But we'll talk about that. Yes, some more Bonnie and Clyde is coming. Hi, Hunter. How's it going? Thanks for jumping on back and joining us. All right. So let's get started. Um, this is the last live stream was the final live stream of 2025. Now we're doing the first live stream of 2026. And my plan is to do at least one live stream per month at the end of the month so we can kind of discuss how the month went and, what's going forward. And I'm here with the king of rock and roll tonight, one and only Elvis Presley, who just celebrated like his would have been 90 or 91, I think 91 years old this January. So I have a list. lot of stuff, notes to go through. Um, so let's kick things off. The first video that I opened with in 2026, speaking of Elvis, was the Elvis video I made in Memphis, titled like they tried to steal Elvis's body or something. That that place is, well, the story's just interesting. I don't know if it was ever proven, um, but there has been rumors, and I've actually seen it in the comments of that video, that people said like, "Oh, the Elvis's Memphis Mafia guys." You know, if you're an Elvis fan, you know all about the Memphis Mafia and that. The Memphis Mafia guys, there was rumors that they tried to steal Elvis's body on purpose, so he would then be moved to Graceland, but I don't know how true that is. Um, but long story short, there was like a few guys or two guys or something that tried to steal Elvis Presley's body when he was first buried at Forest Lawn Memorial Hill Cemetery, something like that. And he was in the mausoleum. Now, when I went there in 2017, you could get in the mausoleum. I didn't know when I was making this video that they lock it up. And I've actually had people commenting saying, yeah, it's been locked for like a few years now. So that kind of sucked. But I, got to tell the story, and I wish it was a little bit longer of a video, but there's only so much to see and show there. So we kick things off with that. I would like to go back to Memphis. It's not going to be this year, maybe next year. I don't know. But I would like to, because I know I have a decent amount of uh, Elvis fans on my channel, subscribe to my channel. I'm an Elvis fan myself, so I'll do anything Elvis that I can. But obviously, it's not an Elvis channel. We're just, doing Elvis here and there. But I would like to do a video not showcasing, but like retracing the final 24 hours of Elvis's life, kind of like starting at Graceland at the house and then going through his last day. I know he did something here. He went to he had a toothache, so he went to the dentist, go find where that building is, which I know it's still around. Then he went to play like racquetball behind the house, so then show you the racquetball room behind Graceland, and then the whole story, and then go to the hospital where he was transported, and just an idea that I have for like a final 24 hours of Elvis's life, showing you guys the locations. So that's all I have to say about the King of Rock and Roll on this live stream today. The next video I put out was the 1993 Waco siege leader David Koresh video. I have a lot to talk about that, but I see the comments just going, so I don't want you guys to think I'm ignoring, because Bigger Red and Bug Juice have a crap ton to say tonight. Okay, let's see. Bigger Red, we had a snowplow. Oh, did you really? Holy smokes! Oh, text dot. Nice. Well, at least you got something. I'm sure where I live on the highways there was something, but as far as like my town, I don't know. Go to Deadwood. Wild Bill, as in Wild Bill Hickok. Is that what you're talking about? Yes, they had to move his mom. Actually, his mom, well, I showed it in that video too. Elvis Presley's mom was originally buried there, and then when they moved to Elvis, they ended up moving his mom too. Oh, yes. I thought the Emmett Till story. I thought I saw you commented. I thought I responded to that in the YouTube comments. Uh, I I just read a book. What's it called? Something, The Killing of Emmett Till, or The Blood of Emmett Till. I think that was it. I read that book like right last fall, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have to do this story," because I think there's like only one YouTuber who has done that story and retraced that step. So it's on my list. So we will get to that. Let's see. So the Waco siege video, that one, couple things. That one is just about David Koresh. Um, I actually had a woman comment on that video yesterday that said very much something along the lines of, how come you did not talk about the children or the other people? And there's a reason, because when I was there, I filmed count 'em two videos. The David Koresh video has already come out. I did a second video that focuses on everybody else besides David Koresh, who died in the 1993 Waco siege. And I found the cemetery that there's like, oh my gosh, when I got there, I was so shocked. There was like 20 of them, like full blown families lined up in graves, and a lot of them are unknown. And it's so sad. And the crazy thing is, no one has ever done that on YouTube. There's one video I found, a guy did like a short. It was like a 10-second short showing like one of the graves of the Waco victims at this kind of like out in the middle of nowhere Waco cemetery. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that. It's not too far from Baylor University down in like downtown Waco. But as far as like a story in long form, no one on YouTube, knock on wood, before my video comes out, no one on YouTube has done that video or went to that cemetery. So that video is coming out. I'm saving it purposely for April, on the anniversary of the 1993 Waco siege, because April's when it happened. So I'm saving that kids and family video. But you would not believe, I was so like sad, honest to God, because you see like all these graves of the Waco victims and so many kids, and there's a ton that say unknown child, and the next one is, unknown adult or whatever. Next one, unknown child, and they all have the same death date, 1995. It's crazy. So that video is coming out in April. I wanted to save that. I actually, speaking of April, because it's the same anniversary. So if you didn't know, the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing, uh, Timothy McVeigh did that on the exact anniversary of the 1993 Waco siege. So I actually have another Oklahoma City bombing video saved for around that same time in April. Bigger Red, heck yeah, it's cool. Hey man, I appreciate you sending me the that info, like the Eisenhower, was it? Yeah, Dwight Eisenhower childhood home. Dude, I'm telling you, every time I go up through Oklahoma to go to like Kansas City or like out, Joplin, I always pass the sign. It's like this exit to Dwight Eisenhower's childhood home. But I'm like, I got like 4 videos today. I don't have time. I just got to keep going, because when I go out and do these trips, I just go like balls to the wall. Like I usually try to film 3. Sometimes I've done like 4 videos in one day, and it's like, like it drives me crazy. But like I want to get the most when I'm out there, because I have a wife and baby at home, and I can't be on the road for, weeks and weeks and weeks. So when I go, I need to get the most that I can. If you guys noticed, I've been posting polls a few times a week. Definitely at least once. I think I try to do like 2. But I appreciate anyone who's voting on those, and it's all stuff kind of related to my channel, and I really do take that feedback. And actually, let me pull up the last post because I really just appreciate the feedback, and it gives me ideas, not only ideas, but like just kind of decisions of what to do going forward. So here we go. Oh, you guys aren't going to be able to see that. But if you could choose my next video topic, what would it be? I posted that this morning. Famous grave, crime scene location, cult history site, a forgotten tragedy. And I kid you not, a famous grave only got 10%. A crime scene location got 53%. That's really surprising. And then the other two about the same. But so anyway, I've been making those polls. I think it's just a fun way to kind of like interact and get, your feedback. So um I appreciate anyone who votes on those, and they're just kind of fun, just to see what's going on. The where they did that to Emmett Till, wasn't that a barn? It was a barn. Isn't it on private property though? I'm like 100% sure that's on private property, but that barn is still standing. Hey Karen, how's it going? Thanks for joining us. Is there a Waco in Oklahoma City Hitler's birthday connection? I don't know anything about Hitler, but 100% the Oklahoma City bombing basically happened because of the Waco thing 2 years earlier. Like Timothy McVeigh, who did the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing, he was at the Waco thing when all the media was there, and there's pictures of him like sitting on his truck hood there watching everything go on. Oh, okay. Well, Bug Juice, thank you for that info. I said I don't know when I'll get back to Mississippi, but that is on my list. So don't hold me to it this year or maybe even next year. But I'm telling you, I have like a master list that I just check stuff off. All right, next thing I wanted to talk about, the next video, the third video I think that came out in January was the Bonnie and Clyde Stringtown shootout in Oklahoma. Hi, Annie M. Thanks for the little wave. Thanks for joining us. That one, that was kind of cool. I think I said in my video, there's really not much to see. And I said in that video, I'm like, this is not going to be a multiple location Bonnie and Clyde um, video. It's just going to be the shootout location and the officer's grave. But I was happy to find the grave site with the help of my wife, who was on the phone with me, trying to figure out online where it was. But we saw in that video the very first grave site of the very first police officer that the Barrow Gang killed. So Eugene Murray, is that his name? Eugene Moore, that was it. Eugene Moore. Yeah, he's buried there in Oklahoma. Not too, like 45 minutes from where the shootout happened. So I was glad to go see him. Bug Juice, thanks for hanging, man. I appreciate you. Bigger Red, how did that one do? Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about Bonnie and Clyde? Excuse me, hold on. I'm like just getting over like another mini cold. I don't know what is going on. It just must be this cold air winter or something. So that's Bonnie and Clyde. If anyone also joining us or hopping in here, hopping in and out, If anyone has suggestions on future videos, like Bug Juice brings up the story of Emmett Till, that's thank you for that idea. It is on my list. Um, but anyone other ideas, just feel free to drop them in. The shootout video in Stringtown. Uh, yeah, the shootout. Uh, I guess it did okay. Um, I I think people like the Bonnie and Clyde stuff where you can go to locations where it's like well known. Obviously, the death site or where the Barrow filling station once was, Clyde Barrow's childhood home thing, or obviously a Bonnie and Clyde grave, or like the Ambush Museum that's in Gibbsland, Louisiana. Uh, if I just go to like shootout locations where stuff happened, even when I went to Platte City, like at the Red Crown Tavern, that was a huge shootout with Bonnie and Clyde. And that video was just kind of like, it was just okay. But I understand though, because like there's not a lot left. There's like a marker at a lot of these locations, and that's about it. You really just kind of like go there to tell the story. So yeah, it did okay. I don't know, honest to God. I don't know how many Bonnie and Clyde videos I have left to do. Like there's a few, like there's the one in Iowa where Buck was killed and Blanche Barrow was captured. I someday I gotta get there, but otherwise I've really kind of covered a lot of this Bonnie and Clyde stuff. Hey Charles, thank you so much. Dillinger, yes, I don't have any exact things in the works, but he is a guy I want to cover. Actually, I just saw something on him on YouTube like yesterday. Somebody was in a museum or something, and there was a piece of clothing of his or a gun or something along those lines. Speaking of guns, uh, this past Saturday's video, Elmer McCurdy. I never heard his name before, except for when I was doing research. I filmed that when I was up in Oklahoma. Um, that video, it's a crazy story. I guarantee you, like 95% of people have never heard of Elmer McCurdy, but it's just the fact that after he was killed, his corpse uh, literally toured the United States for decades, and people didn't know, you know, it was a real human body. Like he was used in fun houses. They thought he was like a doll. He was used in as a prop on movie sets. It's a really crazy story, and then they finally figured when his arm like came off and broke off. They figured out he was a human, and he was buried, like 30 years later or something. It's so crazy. My gosh. Uh, yeah, if you haven't seen the last video that came out last Saturday, it's just a crazy story. I've never heard of anything. And, that was just a cool cemetery to go to. That was called Boot Hill Cemetery. It's in Guthrie, Oklahoma. And along with McCurdy, there's like another 5 Old West outlaws that are all buried like in a line on this hill, kind of out in the middle of nowhere, Oklahoma. I think it was like 45, 50 minutes north of Oklahoma City. Bigger red, exactly. That's how I feel. It's like there's just sometimes I'm like, well, I don't know if this video is gonna do great, but it's like since it's Bonnie and Clyde or whatever kind of stuff that I cover like that, it's like I gotta go and like check it off the list. Karen says, "Are you still planning on covering Jack Ruby?" Yes, Karen, I will. Um, See, the thing is, though, with Jack Ruby, he's buried in Chicago. I'm like 99% sure. So I don't want to go and film stuff in Dallas on him until I can get to his grave. So when I can get to Chicago and film his grave there, then I'll come back to Dallas and make my whole video on him. I actually found the apartment and it's still there. I found the apartment in Dallas where Jack Ruby was living the day he went and shot Oswald. Hey Johnny, how's it going? And I kid you not, I could have stopped at that Wizard of Oz museum in Kansas. It was I was driving through the state of Kansas. I went like from Kansas City all the way to the middle and then straight down. And that was like an hour out of my way. And I was like, I don't have time. I was one of those trips I was just trying to get, how many videos filmed. Actually, that was the trip I retraced, gosh, Timothy McVeigh's steps from the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. I did like 8 or 10 locations on him tracking his path. It was pretty crazy, but that was like my my goal to get that video done. But if I ever go back to Kansas, that's something I would like to see. Let's see. Okay, let's talk about. I'm so sorry for coughing. Like I said, I'm for whatever reason I get usually like everybody else. I'll get like one cold a year. Eh, Worst case scenario, maybe two. And I kid you not, like in the last 8 months, I've gotten like four colds. The first one was bad. The next three were like minis where they only last like 2 days, but I'm still like coughing from it. It's very annoying. Very annoying. Oh, I don't know if you guys could see that. My wife got me this for here, let's go up a little bit. My wife got me this for Christmas. This is my map of it's just the United States, but I have pins. So there's like a copper, what is it? Copper or nickel? The nickel one is for like family trips like Nicole and our baby and I go on. Um, we'll put that in, and then the gold pins, or I'm sorry, the nickel pins are for like my travels with Nick. So like I have a bunch uh, going throughout. So every time I go somewhere, just pin it in. That's really cool. And uh, since I'm a huge baseball fan, and I've said it before, but I'm just one of those guys who I want to go see all 30 baseball stadiums before I die. We got like baseball pins, and I get to every time I go to a new stadium, I think I've been to like 8 or 9 stadiums by now. I get to plug them in. So like, let me see. I've been to obviously Rangers here, Dallas, Texas. We're from Pennsylvania, so I've grew up a Phillies fan. Still am a Phillies fan. So we got Philly. Uh, I'll just go through them. Seattle Mariners, Texas Rangers, Chicago Cubs, Phillies, Boston Red Sox, Yankee Stadium, and Baltimore Orioles. So it's just a little fun thing for me to do. Now, where was I getting at? This Saturday, I want to talk about upcoming videos. This Saturday, if you weren't here on the earlier part of the call, I kind of talked about it a little bit as soon as we got started. But this Saturday, we are going to Pitcher, Oklahoma, which is the most toxic town in all of America. I was there 3 or 4 years ago. And since I was going back up that way, I just wanted to redo it because it was like my old phone camera I was using. I don't even think I was using microphones. I think I was just using the phone audio. And it was just, me making a video like 3 or 4 years ago. So I wanted to redo it. and it's done. I wasn't gonna post it. Actually, this Saturday I was gonna post a Mickey Mantle video, which I maybe that'll come out next Saturday instead. But anyway, I got the picture one done. I was like a couple months in the works. it's it's a like full blown friggin' documentary, which I'm very excited about. But yeah, that's gonna come out Saturday, and I got it done, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna put it out this Saturday. So that's coming out. I think the following weekend. No, actually, the following weekend is Ma Barker's grave. She and the Barker gang were around the same time as Bonnie and Clyde, Depression era gangsters. So I went to see her grave. Mickey Mantle is after that, I think. Baseball legend, Yankees guy, Mickey Mantle. And then there will be, I think, at least one Bonnie and Clyde video in February. I'm just letting you guys know, I don't have a ton more of locations, Bonnie and Clyde locations to go. There's like gangster grave. If I wanted to get like into the gangster, or I'm sorry, the Barrow gang and like Clyde's family and Bonnie's family, like they're all buried in the Dallas area. Like I can go visit Clyde's sisters, Bonnie Parker's sister, Ray Hamilton's buried down here. You can do all those graves like all day, but as far as like Bonnie and Clyde themselves, I'm kind of getting to the end of that rope. Charles says, "Where were you from in PA?" Well, let me tell you, I was. My wife and I both actually grew up in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania, which is northeast PA, 2 hours north of Philly. And then my wife went to school down in Philly. I moved down there. We both together lived in a suburb of Philly for about 6 years. And then we moved down to Texas. And this year we will be in Texas 5 years. So yeah, we're actually I haven't been to Pennsylvania in maybe like 2 years. But we're gonna go up this year and take our baby girl for the first time, go to her nana's house. Karen, I have a question because you said you have to get a Dodgers dog. So my plan is to go to a Dodgers game when we go to Los Angeles this year. But my wife was looking at the tickets, and like the nosebleed tickets at Dodger Stadium in a baseball game, the cheapest tickets we saw were like $115. I don't know if it's just because it's still January and it's so much, we got a little bit to go before the season even gets here. But I've never seen it was like a Wednesday night game. Wednesday night Dodgers home game, and the tickets were like $115, the cheapest ones. So if you know why, or if that's like I don't know, that just was mind blowing to me. Big Red, yeah, you'll see it. I will post it Friday for you guys. Members get it Friday. Oh my gosh, Charles, you live in Tunkhannock. Holy cow. That is crazy, dude. So like I can tell you we're from the Hazleton area. And what's funny is in high school, I played high school football. We played against Tunkhannock, and I think it was against them. I broke my finger, my pinky. Karen, how long ago was that? Ouch. When you said with $30 when you live there. Still, I'm just curious because, like I said, a normal baseball ticket. Okay, see, 1980. Well, now the prices are going up. But but regardless, right? I could go see a Rangers game, or not even them, anybody, a Rangers, Phillies, Seattle Mariners. We got like, okay, Seattle Mariners, when we went to Seattle, we got the first section on a Monday night. It was like $40 a person, and we were right down there by the behind the dugout. So I don't know. It might just be because it's super early, but I was just like, we're not going to go to a Dodgers game if it's $120 just sit all the way at the top. That's crazy. Oh, upcoming trips. I talked about LA a few times. I have a series that I'm kind of coming up with in my head. My wife and I are kind of thinking about it. Uh, a Died Too Young series, famous, like high profile graves in the Hollywood, California area. I don't want to, it's too early to kind of talk about that, but um, I'm coming up with a series idea, and I have my list of celebrities who like just they died too young. I think less than 40, younger than 40 is what we're gonna do, but I'm working on that series idea for when I go out there to film. I'm gonna go to Houston sometime in the spring. I have some stuff I want to film down there. There's a really sad grave I've been wanting to see, and I say it's sad. It's Jason David Frank, who was the if you've ever seen the Power Rangers, even if you're older and never watched the show, you know the Power Rangers, you know the Green Ranger, the White Ranger is the same guy. Tommy, who was in the show, Jason David Frank was the actor who played him, and he passed away a couple years ago. So I'm gonna go see his grave. That one's pretty sad, but excited to see where he's at. $5. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. Charles, that's funny. No. Johnny, no, I've never been to Los Angeles. I kid you not. I've been to San Francisco. I've been to Napa. Never have been to Los Angeles, but that is going to change in a couple months. Before I forget and we leave, shout out to my channel members. There's a few of you here. Yes, there's a few of you here. Thank you for being members. If anyone is interested in supporting my channel and would like to become a channel member, just go on my channel, click join, boom, done. You can even do it on a mobile. YouTube has made it like super easy now. Winchester House, Karen, no, I haven't. I would like to someday. That's not like an immediate thing for me to do, but I'm interested in that. I don't do a lot of like ghost haunty stuff. But that house kind of interests me a little bit. So I hope to someday. I would like to just briefly talk about how I'm going to be filming videos going forward. And I won't get into this a lot, but I would like to. So this all started at me looking at my analytics, and I could see that about 70% of you guys, my audience, watches my videos on the TV, which is crazy because just say, okay, just as an example, let me, I have to do some math. So I saw today, like in the last 28 days, I have like 663,000 views. And what's 70% of that? 464,000. So crazy, but that's like 464,000 views in the last month. I was on people's TVs. That is effing mind blowing. But the reason I'm saying this is I going forward, I want to make like longer videos, like a 30-minute TV episode show. Not, these 7, 8, 10, 12-minute videos where I'm just like, oh, we're going to show somebody's grave. Let's go to the cemetery. Here's the grave and leave. Like, that's what shorts are for, And I always, whatever famous grave I visit or somebody else, I'll usually always make like a short afterward that's like literally like 10 seconds. Mickey Mantle, right? He's coming up in a future video. Um, there'll just be a short that somebody will want to watch that'll be like, "Oh, here's the grave of Mickey Mantle." 10 seconds, boom, done. But what I want to do is have them be like, I don't want to say documentary because they're really not. Just a 30-minute episode about this my subject of the video's life. Their life, their career, their legacy, a lot of them their tragic death or just, died of old age thing. Um and treat it as like bringing you guys on a journey. And that's what I want to do. So you're probably going to see um, longer videos coming from me in the future. And there's probably going to be some people, and I know and I'm just going to say, I can see in my analytics, there's people, if I do a famous grave video, right? Uh, as an example, earlier in the month where I did like the 1993 Waco siege David Koresh video, where it's like yada yada David Koresh and his grave. I can see there's people that, even though it's like a 15-minute video, they swipe it all the way to the end to just see his grave, and then they click off and they watch like 1 minute of a 15-minute video. Uh, and it is what it is. Like, that's going to happen anyway. But like those people should watch the shorts. So like when I do these new videos going forward, it's just going to be like 30 minutes of telling the full story. So anyway, that's what I want to do. And like I said, I want to treat it as like you're there going with me. Karen, exactly. I am, it's mind blowing to me that many people watch uh YouTube on their TVs. I honestly don't that much. I usually watch YouTube on my iPad, if anything. Obviously my phone, but I like the iPad. Let me see. Anything else? Shout out to the channel members once again. Thank you guys. Um, I have some more upcoming trips later in the year. I don't want to get too far into them because they're just like down the road, and we can talk about them in future live streams. But yeah, does anybody figure it exactly? I'm kind of like the same way. If it's not on my phone, I'm watching on my iPad, and that's about it. I think the days of people watching YouTube on like the laptop that I'm doing this live stream from right now are very much in the past. Oh, Karen, I was totally wrong. I guess there is still some people that watch on the laptop. Oh, okay. So you do watch it on TV. I understand. So you're a bit of both. Okay. Uh, anyone have any questions or anything before we wrap this up? I hope to get out of the house tomorrow because it looks like we had some sunlight today that melted some stuff, some ice on the streets, and then it turned to slush. But all that slush tonight is going to freeze again, and it'll be frozen tomorrow. And hopefully, by tomorrow afternoon we can do some. How's the fam? The fam is good. Nicole is probably hanging, watching TV or something, and our baby girl, her bedtime is 7 o'clock my time central, so she's been snoozing for 45 minutes already. She's doing good. She's she flies around the house. She's gonna be 14 months in a couple days, and it's not even like walking anymore. She's just like running around the house, and it's very exhausting, but it's so cool to see her. Especially when we put her shoes on her. She's like dun 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 throughout the house. It's awesome. So alrighty, y'all. I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this live stream. Like I said, I'd like to do these once a month at the end of every month so we can like recap the month and talk about what's coming up in the next month. So I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate you for commenting. It's always nice to feel like I'm, instead of just talking here on my own, I'm like having conversations with you guys back and forth through the chat. And absolutely, y'all have a great night. I appreciate y'all very much. I will see you Saturday. Pitcher, Oklahoma, America's Most Toxic Town video comes out this Saturday. Make sure the notifications, bells are turned on. All that's because YouTube doesn't send half the time that the notifications out. So I always upload Saturday nights. Anyway, I appreciate y'all. Have a good night and good weekend, and I'll see you Saturday night. Peace, guys. Thank you very much.